Right, okay. Hey guys, this is going to be a video of a kind of smithing tutorial, and I'm going to show basically the best way that I found to get 100 smithing quite fast. So I'm at the Skyforge at the moment because it has all the different options to make stuff. Plus it has one extra for doing the Companion's Quest, and I'm also going to show everything you can make. So you got your hide armor, just simple armor. Uh, these are the special weapons you can make from doing the Companion's Quests when you're finished. So you got your standard iron, and you go through all the weapons and armor. And you got studded, which I think you need a perk for. Imperial, which you also need a perk for, I believe. Steel, which I believe to be the first perk. I think the scale's part of a different perk though. So there's quite a lot of steel ones here. So if you see anything you want to look at, just pause the video. Leather Dwarven, which is a heavy armor. It looks a bit like gold. You got your Elven, which is the light armor, and I guess you could call it equivalent to the Dwarven armor. You got Orcish, which is another heavy armor. Ebony, which is another heavy armor. I believe it's a tier above Orcish, but we'll check in a minute. Ebony looks pretty cool. You got Glass, which is a light armor. It's the one above Elven, and I think this looks pretty cool. So I use glass weapons and armor quite a lot. You got Dragon, which is the best armor you can get. You got the heavy armor, which is the plate bones, and you got your light armor, which is the scales. Next, well, you got Daedric, which is lower than Dragon, but it's the one before Dragon in heavy, and this is ancient armor, but this is your Daedric, and this looks pretty cool as well. So that's it for Daedric. Then you got your jewelry, and it's just different gems, golds, silvers. That's pretty much it. So I've been having questions about my armor. So this is the dragon scale armor, and my sword, which is you can't really see it, but it's a Daedric sword. I also use the Daedric bow because it's, in my opinion, the best bow I've seen so far. And the last thing, well, two more things. Probably the best way to get your smithing level up quite fast is making iron daggers. I believe this because it only takes one iron ingot and one leather, so it's the cheapest way. You can make a lot of them quite fast. But I didn't do that. I did all the different iron ones. I just like alternated because I got bored. So if you go into the perk tree, your first perk is steel smithing, which you only need about 20 or 30 smithing to unlock. I'm not too sure, don't remember. But if you go straight up, this did it say? No, it doesn't say. If you go straight up, this is Arcane Blacksmith, which allows you to improve your magical weapons and armor. So it says requires 60 there. Now you have the choice to go left or right. If you go left, it's light armor, and if you go right, you get heavy armor. So I'm just gonna go right, and your first one is Dwarven, which you unlock at 30, which is pretty low level for how good it actually is. So that's recommended if you want to do heavy armor. Then you got Orcish, which is a bit better, and that requires 50. Then Ebony, which requires 80, which is quite a lot. It's quite a big jump. Then next you got your Daedric smithing, and that's the weapon and bow I use, and it uses heavy armor. Now if we go back down to the start, you can go left, which the first one is Elven Smithing, which is the way I went this way to begin with, because I wanted to use light armor, a bit lighter on my feet. So Elven's pretty good, it only requires 30. Then you get advanced armors, which are the scales and different. I think it adds to the steel and as well. Then you got glass, which requires 17. Glass is pretty good. Then you got your dragon armor again. So I believe that to be it for this smithing guide video. Apart from that, you can use the grindstone to improve your weapons. For example, this fourth one sword here requires a steel ingot to upgrade it, and if you go to upgrade it, as you can see, its damage and its value goes up, and so that one increases by 25 damage, which is pretty good. So if we make that, you can see it goes up in damage, which is really good. You can do the same with armor, but there's not a workbench over here, so I can't really show that, but I shall just jump over to a workbench and be right back. Okay, so I'm here at the workbench, and you just saw me at the steel forge, the sky forge a minute ago, a couple of seconds ago, but yeah, workbench. This is where you can improve your armor. As you can see, I've already done my dragon scale armor up to legendary, so it's got quite a lot of like resistance, and you can do it with all your different ones. I'm gonna have a look at possibly doing these masks later, because I didn't know you could upgrade them, but yeah. And one last thing, tanning rack, which is where you can turn hides into leather, and then leather, see here, yeah, pelts and hides into leather, then leather into strips. So I guess that saves you on a bit of money, but you can always buy it from the blacksmith people. So that is pretty much it for this guide. Oh, right, one last thing, forgot about this, smelter, where you can turn your ores into bars if you go mining, or you buy ores because it's a bit cheaper, but it's totally up to you. So see you in the future.